I was first introduced to the city of Kota Kinabalu by my friends in Malaysia who kept telling me about their beautiful history, diverse culture, and the best ocean view, but it's not particularly popular with tourists. It wasn't on my list of places to visit, but after coming here every year, I'm glad to discover all the city has to offer, and that's why in this video, you will explore Kota Kinabalu with me to find out why this should be a must-visit destination for anyone coming to Malaysia.
And I'll rank all of them from kind of okay to why you absolutely have to visit here, starting with the first one.
And the first reason to visit Kota Kinabalu, aka Api-Api, is to enjoy the cheapest 5-star luxury hotels and apartments quite possibly in the world, especially when compared to other coastal cities in Asia with similar views, as Malaysia is already known for having the most affordable luxury hotels, but in the city of Kinabalu, it's even more so, as the 5-star hotel I picked with ocean view cost me about $75 a day, but with that kind of money, you're lucky to find a capsule hotel in Western countries, making here the perfect destination for your budget vacation, especially if you don't mind coming here during the rain season to enjoy the discounted prices they offer for low season.
So for hotels over here, the ones closer to the beach with ocean view tend to be more expensive, which is almost the case in other countries like Vietnam and Australia as well. And the ones away from all that with no view tend to be cheaper. So I just save that money and buy food instead.
Because you're going to need that extra money for the second reason why you have to visit here, and that is the world's famous island hopping and scuba diving and how crazy affordable they are. As the city of Kinabalu is surrounded by numerous islands, with the biggest and probably the most expensive to visit being Gaya Island, but the other ones are perfect for visit as well. And it's quite simple to get there, since at the ferry station called the Jesselton point, you can find many people offering you both services. Like I only had to pay $10 to go to one of the islands, spend the whole day and back, and if you want to stay there, most islands have their own luxury resorts, but if you want something fancier, it's easy to find private pools on the speedboat next to some of the 5-star hotels.
But sometimes when it rains too much, the boats will literally be shut down for the day, so you might need a plan B like shopping around the port or checking out all the street art beautifully done by the local artists.
But there's one place that could be described as the most beautiful place to visit in Kota Kinabalu, then it would be the cultural villages across the region, and that is your third reason to visit here. As during the thousands of years in history, many people moved to the place now known as East Malaysia, and I'm glad they're willing to let people learn about their diverse culture as well as the amazing taste of their traditional food. Now, there are a lot of villages like this out there, and I heard some that are free to enter, but the most notable one has to be Madi Cultural Village, about 30 minutes away from downtown, and the ticket cost me about $30, but if you're from Malaysia, I believe you can get a discount, kinda like the double pricing system you see in theme parks. And there was even an all-you-can-eat buffet waiting for you at the end of the tour. The price for the ticket was totally worth it.
One thing worth noting is that due to the village being away from the city and traffic jam, if you plan to grab a taxi back to the city, it's recommended by them to order your taxi ahead.
But Malaysia is known for being the hottest, and after a whole day of traveling, you need a break and something to fill up your belly with. But Kota Kinabalu has more than that, because the fourth reason to visit here is to enjoy the most delicious food in Malaysia. And as always, how crazy affordable they are. Now, the whole world is having inflation, and Malaysia is no exception, but there's one place you can still eat everything you want without breaking the bank, then it has to be here. As the local pizza only cost me $5, and the local Japanese ramen was only $3.40, but it gets crazier as my taxi driver brought me to a famous restaurant called Melaka. And no kidding, their curry laksa was so delicious, along with fried rice and this noodles, I forgot the name, but each of them only cost $2.80 or so, meaning that even with drinks and desserts, it would still cost you way less than buying literally a sushi in Australia, making the city of Kinabalu the heaven for any food lover.
And based on my experience, it's super easy to keep my cost of eating at fancy restaurants like that one below $6 or $8 a day, making this place the cheapest in Malaysia, if not in the entire world.
But it didn't stop there, because the moment you clicked on this video, you already had a place in mind to visit, and that is our fifth reason to go to Mount Kinabalu. As being the tallest mountain in Malaysia, many people come here every year just to try to get to the top. But at the time of this video, you need a guide to accompany you and follow a bunch of regulations if you were to go in. So for anyone wanting a more relaxing option, you can either visit the Alpaca Club. They have so many customers you may want to reserve it first. Or Desa Dairy Farm, where you can see how milk was made, pet the lovely cow, and you also get to eat ice cream. But whether you get to see Mount Kinabalu depends on your luck, as the weather here is known for being unpredictable. Also, on your way to the mountain, you will most most likely pass through a town called Borneo, and if you love durians, I think they have the best.
But even if you didn't get to hike or even see the top of the mountain, the ice cream is totally worth the trip, as well as the following one.
Because the sixth reason to visit here is how walkable the whole city is, as people love to call Malaysia the America of Asia, based on how walkable and pedestrian and friendly both countries are. But when I first came to Kota Kinabalu, I was surprised by how easy it is to travel on foot, as you have sidewalks everywhere within the city, and you can even see bike lanes. Another place I totally recommend for a relaxing walk would be Tanjung. If it's your first time here, the local people would likely tell you to check it out too. And this is also where you'll find the most luxurious hotel in the town, and the local market where you can eat food and drink next to the beautiful ocean. Drivers also tend to drive way slower here compared to big cities like Kuala Lumpur, and will wait for you to cross the road most of the time. Although jaywalking is still dangerous, so please be careful. But overall, this is the one place in Malaysia where I can point to a spot on the map and realistically walk there.
But look out, cause sometimes there could literally be manholes in the middle of the sidewalk. So not playing on your phone when you walk, you can really concentrate.
Because safety is everything, and that's why you want to come here, as that is our seventh reason, the safest city in Malaysia you will ever find. As Malaysia has always been considered safe by tourists, especially if you know your way around and use some common sense when you're out at night. But even that is super safe here in Kota Kinabalu, because frankly, it was kinda hot during the day, so many places like the Handicraft market and the night food market where you can find some pretty unique stuff you don't see anywhere else, as well as the waterfront with restaurants opening up till late at night, with many people doing their shopping and eating dinner, so you're pretty much never alone on the street. So if it's your first time in Southeast Asia and you want the absolute safest place to visit, I think here will make a great destination.
And it wouldn't take long before you realize how most hotels here don't even have a safe, because frankly, there's no need for it.
But what you also don't have to worry about is not being welcome as a tourist, because the eighth reason why you want to visit here is to see the most beautiful mosques in the world, and be shocked to find out that some of them actually have no problem letting you in as a tourist. Few of them even start selling tickets. For example, the Masjid Bandaraya, aka the floating mosque, because they look like they're floating on water, let me in for $1.30 and another $1.30 for renting the outfit you're seeing. But fair warning, they have so many cats and they're so cute. And for the Sabah State Mosque, I don't think you can enter, but they were okay with me taking pictures outside.
But always remember to never make the worst mistake inside the mosque as a tourist. I can't believe how so many people are still doing that, but you should check it out after this video.
But that's not the only reason why you should visit here, because reason number 9 is to stay away from the political conflict and everyday stress in West Malaysia, because over here in Kota Kinabalu, everyone is pretty chilled about religion, ethnicity, and different cultural background. Now, don't get me wrong, life in big cities like Kuala Lumpur is good, but sometimes you just want to go to a place to be yourself, and that's when the city of Kinabalu comes in to save the day, because everything is so relaxing over here, and people pretty much love and respect one another without needing any reason, to the point once you get to know the locals, it's common to be driven to places and welcome to a lot of parties.
I mean, just by being here and talking to everyone, you would already know what I'm talking about.
But nothing gets better than the biggest reason why you have to visit Kota Kinabalu right now, and that is to stay in the Kampung. Now, for all the foreigners watching this, a Kampung means a village in Malaysian language, and it wouldn't be hard to find several ones when you're out driving about. But what's special about those places as compared to your typical trip in Malaysia is that they offer a different view on Malaysia that you simply wouldn't see before coming here. Now, it's easy to find a hotel or homestay in the village. For example, I went to a place called Kasih, Sayang, and they let me stay there for about $45 a day with breakfast included. But you wouldn't believe how amazing it is surrounded by nature and enjoy every second of your time here, to the point I don't think anyone gets to say they've been to Malaysia without at least visiting a Kampung.
But the one thing that will always take me back to this city, however far away I am, is the love and passion from the local people. Whenever I come back, as Malaysians are known for being the nicest, but in East Malaysia even more so. And that alone is better than all the tourist attractions and scenery you can find.
But hey, Kota Kinabalu is not the only thing great about Malaysia, because in this video, I break down the top 10 reasons why Malaysia is literally still the most underrated country in the world, and why everyone should visit here. And you can click on the video right now.